It's my time, this my truth, so let me tell it how it is. See my story, his glory, I survived so you can live. Hell spoke, they told lies, now you gon' finally hear my side. Step to the mic, take back my seat, oh yeah, we live. Hell, you spoke for too long, drag my name for too long. Thought you keep me mute, but no you won't now. It's my turn, so shut the hell up, the hell up, the hell up.
Hey, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday with yours truly, Miss Mo. I want to send a special shout out to you, amazing producer, Mr. Fossil. I am enjoying this vibe right here. It's got me feeling like laid back, relaxed, and calm, and ready to get into this Wisdom Wednesday with life lessons learned along the way. I hope you all are having an amazing time. Today is Monday, Memorial Day, and I thought I would record so that I can have this ready for Wednesday. And I hope that you're not forgetting those who lay down their lives so that you can be all right? So let's send a shout out to those that served our country. I want to say thank you, and thank you. As I'm sitting here just thinking and letting the music vibe with me and my soul, I'm thinking about how often people lay down their lives for another, and sometimes it can be taken for granted because how soon do we forget those that labor love for us, those that lay down their lives, those that opened their homes, those that made sure we had food on the table, those that paid a bill or two or rent for us. And how soon do we forget that the times that when we didn't have, somebody showed up? It's sad when you don't have and no one's there. I've experienced that a time or two or more in my life, but I'm so grateful for those that showed up at a time when I was in need. You know who you are, but I want to say I thank you, and I thank God for everything that He's doing, done, and getting ready to do in my life. Yes, my life. And also, I am so grateful for what He's doing for you. I tell you, this is a season that if you don't get busy about you, I'm telling you, you will feel like you're left behind. And the only reason why you're left behind is because you didn't think about yourself. Today's topic is loving me enough to hurt me. And I want to change it up a little bit. To love me is to hurt me. And I know some of you are saying like, what does she mean about to love her is to hurt her? I mean exactly that. In order to love me, I have to be willing to hurt me. And I mean hurt me in a good way. Hurt me enough to save me from the hell that I opted into, that I joined into, that I agreed to be in. And sometimes, and those of you that know me knows that I am filled with the Holy Ghost, so sometimes the Spirit will move when He feels. But those that know me knows that I sometimes, and I don't want to say sometimes, but my heart is so big when I tell you I didn't get this heart from mom and daddy, I didn't get this heart. God blessed me with such a big heart. And I tell you, this heart, I don't want to even say it got me in a lot of trouble, but this heart cared so much about others that sometimes I put myself in harm's way, and sometimes I knew that they would break my heart. So it's something about when you're called to a service, and when you're called to people's lives, sometimes you're called, and no matter what happens in that season, sometimes you may end up wounded and half dead and stepped on because they knew you will love them in spite of their mess. They knew that you will hold on no matter how much they hurt you. They knew that you will be loyal to a fault, and they knew that you would not give up on them because you yourself knows what it's like to be given up on. And I want to share my little testimony that yes, I am gifted and I am called and chosen to sometimes work with people that works against me. And it is a painful thing when you're called by God to help people that can't help themselves, but they are successful in hurting, damaging, lying, and destroying you. I thank God for all the people that He placed in my life to be a blessing, to be a light, to be a help, to be a strength, to be a guide, to be a wisdom, and to be a motivation and an inspiration. Don't you ever think that your good will give you back good all the time, because your good can give you the worst experience in your life. But don't you stop being who you are because of other people afraid to become who they're meant to be, so they find it good to be hurtful towards you because they're hurtful towards themselves. Yes, hurting people hurt people, but I found out that you got some hurting people that help people. Hurting people that loves people, hurting people that's willing to stand in the gap for those that are in need, that are lacking guidance, love, support, a friend, a family, a sister, a brother. I thank God. I thank God for my journey, because I've come a long way and I've come a lone way. I've walked this earth alone more than I've did or I've done with others. And so I just want to say that this season in my life, I've learned a lot. And one of the things I've learned is to love me is to hurt me, meaning that I had to let go. I had to let go a few people out of my life, and not because I think they're the worst scum of the earth, or that I hate them, or that I wish I'd never met them. It's just that I had to hurt me in order to love me. And I had to love me in order to free me. And it will cost me pain to do so. Oftentimes when you go to the grocery store, let me speak about myself. I'm known to look at dates. I'm known to not get the first item, but move maybe 1, 2, 3 and get that fourth item. I'm known that when I bring things to my home and I put it in my pantry and my refrigerator, my freezer, I'm always mindful. Check the date, because when the date is near expiration, I want it in the trash. And sometimes we need to look at our relationships that way, because sometimes we hold on to them old messed up relationships that are outdated, expired, serves no purpose, and just weighs us down. And I'm known to stand, and let me be clear. A lot of times when I think I should let go, God is saying, not yet. A lot of times when people feel I should just walk away and throw the people away, God is saying, not yet. Because what you have to understand is that until you get everything out of that lesson, out of that season, you will not be able to break free, because you will have missed something. And so sometimes I'm there waiting for the go. And when it's time to go, that's when the struggle arrives. And sometimes you don't want to hurt the people by saying bye-bye. Anybody that knows me again knows I don't say goodbye. I say I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later. But when I say goodbye, that means it is the end of us, and I will never, ever be in your life again. And that's the place that I've been in for the last few months, crossing over into this new year. I had to make plans to say goodbye. I had to let go of some relationships. I just let go of a relationship the end of March. I had to say farewell to a person and their child. I had to end relationships when God said time's up. And sometimes people think because they say you're so strong and nothing bothers you and you seem like you can get over things. Let me tell you this. I go through a purge myself, and I go through moments where I'm crying and praying in my closet and asking God for strength and to heal me as I choose to love me enough to hurt myself, meaning that my cutoff is lethal. Knowing that I have to cut you off for good is one of the most painful things that people don't think I go through. And I have to endure that pain, because if I don't endure that pain, it's a possibility I will text you, call you, reach back, and I can't do that, because one thing we as people have to learn in life is that when time's up, time is up. That when the season is over, it is over. When the end arrives, it is the end. And we cannot go back to what God has ended. And so, enduring that pain, I have to love me so much. And in loving me, I have to have the understanding that what I am doing, I'm doing for my best. What I am doing, I'm doing because I deserve to move on. I deserve to move forward and upward in God. See, sometimes that guilt that need that, oh my God, you hurt them, or they're sad, or they're going to think that you're mean. All of that guilt trip that tends to plague us when we have to say goodbye. I have to fight through those things. I have to fight through wanting to be loyal to a fault. I have to fight through wondering what they will think of me. I have to fight through all of that pain. And because of my love for myself, I am worth it. I am worth it. And I want to encourage you, listeners that are out there struggling with a let go, with a goodbye, with a farewell, with a this is over, this is it, I'm done, the end. I want you to know that you can do it. And you have the strength and the power from God that you can muster up love for yourself and realize that what you're doing, it is all for the good of you and even for them, because they get to go their way as you go your way. And oftentimes we think it's just strangers or so-called friends or ex-lovers or whatever. But a lot of times it's with family too. And I thank God that I'm so detached that I'm not overly attached with people, because God had to bring me from a place of neediness. I used to need people so, I'm talking about so bad, that I would break in their lives when they will push me out, because no matter what they didn't want from me, I felt I needed them, that it crushed me so within that I didn't even know myself or my way. I was lost, because I was raised without mama's love and daddy's love and siblings' love that anybody, like I said before, I attached to, I was trying to possess and make my own, because I don't know what it's like to have someone to call my own. Even with my children, I had to learn that lesson, as well as my daughter decided at times to cut me off as her mom. I had to learn how to live without people that are willing at the drop of a dime to live without me. And see, my heart is different, because I always want to see the good and the best in people, because I look through the lenses of God and I see people the way He sees them. Because if I see them the way my flesh or how man see them, I would have doomed them long time ago. But I'm glad my heart is not like that. And so I had to even cut family off. I live my life solo. I love the fact that I can get up and go. And yeah, it takes some crying, like I said earlier, and it takes some pain, and it takes me feeling guilty or you're gonna be alone. It takes all of that I need to get through. And once I'm through that, I'm good, because I am worth it. And again, I want to say to you listeners, don't overstay your time and the lives of people that don't deserve you. Sometimes God let people come in our lives because He's desiring to break that out of us. And he had to break that out of me. He had to break it, and he had to bend me till he broke that thing, my need for dysfunction, my need for settling, my need for just any old person being in the seat of my life. And God always fights for my best. And so he puts the love of God in me and teaches me how to love myself so that those struggles are no longer my problems. And I want to encourage you the same. It is okay. It is okay to let go. It is okay to love you is to hurt you. And that's to hurt you in a good way. Because after the pain is gone, oh, what a joy, what a peace, what a presence of your newfound self it is to have and to hold and to be. And I want to say, loving me costs me the things that I thought I needed, or the people I thought I needed. It cost me those relationships. And I thank God, because you have to understand that everybody is not your eternal person. That some people are seasonal, some people are temporary, and some people are for a second, and some people are a lifetime, to death do you part. And you have to know who people are in your life. I thank God that when I meet people, I know who you are. I know who you are in advance, and I know how far we will go. And sometimes I be hoping and praying that we can go beyond the limit. But when God sets a time on something, it is so. And if you stay past your time, you have opted into a place of hell that you don't even know when your next round will come for your exit. And so when God says time is up, and that let him go, walk away, close the door, I do it instantly. Because I know what it's like to stay past time. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of wisdom with you and let you know that it is okay to love you, it's to hurt you. It is okay to break your own heart in order to break others' heart as well as your heart in order to save you. And some of you may not get this right now, but I promise you, you will get it later. I rather suffer with pain for my freedom than to continue to suffer with pain and bondage. I don't know, maybe that went over some of your heads, but I rather suffer pain for my freedom than to suffer pain and bondage. So I want you to think about that a little bit. I want you to sit with yourself, have a little me time, and just think about the things that you've been wrestling with in your mind, in your spirit, in your heart, in your soul, in your life, the very thing that you're holding on to that's bringing pain to the palm of your hand, bringing pain to the pit of your soul and in the crevices of your heart and spirit and mind. Yes, that thing, that person, and you know you've been hearing God say, let it go. Let them go. Let that job go. Let that person go. Let that lover go. Let that child go. Let that so-called friend go. Let that anger go. Let that fear go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And as much as it's going to hurt, I tell you, when the pain is over, oh, what a joy. What a joy. I'm so grateful to God for you all. And I pray that this moment right here, that you will grow from this message and that you will muster up enough courage to stand up and say, bye-bye. That you will stand up and say, no more. That you will stop giving these so-called friends passes. That you will stop giving that lover passes. That you will stop giving your broken self passes. And that you will say, no more. To love me is to hurt me. Is to break others' heart in order to not only save, but heal my own. This is Wisdom Wednesday, and I just wanted to drop a little petals, a little gems, a little diamonds into you, my dear and my love. I hope that this word will find you in the place of choosing what is right and what is best for you. I get it. I understand the struggle, for it is real. But if you call on the name of Jesus, if you call on God and ask Him for the strength to get through it and over it, I promise you, it will be better on the other side of that. So I want to say to you again, happy Sunday, and I hope that you're having an amazing day, and that by the time this message reaches you on Wednesday, that you would be open and honest and ready to do what's best for you. I love you all. Be kind, be hopeful, be prayerful, and most importantly, be forgiving. Hold no grudges with no one, not even with yourself. And like I said, because I had to let go of some people, even I had to let go of myself that was attached to them. Let's talk about that for a second. I had to let go of that part of me as well. So to depart or be carved out of that self is painful too. Because sometimes we get accustomed and we get stuck in our patterns, in our ways, and in who we become in those lives. That is hard for us to break free and become the next best self that's waiting to be lived in us. So I had to let go of that Monique. And one thing I love about being a Scorpio is that we destroy ourselves and rise as the phoenix from the ashes. And people say, you act like you never knew me. I know you, but the part of me that did know you, I destroyed her so that I can live the next best me. and learn from the lessons I learned from being with you, be it a friend, family, or lover. So again, be kind, be inspired, and find somebody to encourage you on today, as I am doing for you. Again, to love me is to hurt me, and that's in a good way. So until we meet again with the next episode on my podcast, my amazing podcast, I want to say, God be with you.